Let's do this! Hello, and thank you for watching Art with Chongo! You know, I had a lot of fun last week. Creating creatures is so fun to me. Yeah, so today I thought, hey, I'm gonna do that again. But this time, I'm not gonna spin a wheel. Sorry, I already know what I want to do. See, I was getting ready to do the whole wheel thing, and I was writing down animals, and I was like, I want to see a chihuahua that can eat a lion. Can you imagine that? I can. Yeah, you probably thought I was going to a dream sequence there. Nope.
Anyway,
So I was thinking, what would a chihuahua that eats lions look like? Yeah. So I'm gonna create a creature, not a chihuahua, but a creature the size of a chihuahua that eats lions. Yep. So it's basically a creature the size of a chihuahua that is at the top of the food chain in the savannah. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's do it! Okay, so if we're making this little tiny creature that's gonna eat an entire lion, it's gonna have to have a unique digestive system, to say the least. Okay, so this is his head, and here's his little eyeballs. Those aren't part of the digestive system. Okay, here's his mouth. Yep. And this is his esophagus, which goes to the belly. Now, in a normal animal, it would go through the small intestines first, then the large intestine, and then poop it out. But that's not gonna work for this guy. How's he gonna eat an entire lion? And then he has to wait for that food to digest before he can put more in his mouth. He'll be full so fast. So this guy has a unique digestive system. Yep, look at that. One intestine, straight out the booty. And he has a massive explosive poop. And he's all clear to eat more lion. But he's gonna have to have a special stomach here. So inside the belly, there'll probably be like super acid in here. Maybe even some teeth in there to chew up the food again. But Chongo, that's not the way nature works. Look, this is my show. I do what I want. Now, when I first started this, the creature I made, I didn't feel like he'd actually be able to kill a lion. I also didn't like the stance I put him in. He's supposed to be running, but he looks like he's just taking a giant poop. So instead of continuing, I got rid of everything except the tail. Because the tail is cool. Come on, look at it. So if this guy is going to kill a lion, he's gonna need some armor like an armadillo. He's gonna have to have a jaw that's really strong and big. So I gave him this big old jaw, some big teeth, some horns on here. He's gotta have big ears so he can hear where the lions are, as well as a big nose. And he's got these cool spikes on his back for self-defense. He's got these super muscular legs and these cool claws on his feet. Paws, whatever they are, his leg bottoms. Yeah, this guy already looks like trouble. Would not want to be a lion. Okay, so our sketchy do is done. Now we're gonna put our first layer of paint on.
just like so.
And now we're starting with the shading. I like using the airbrush tool for shading and for my highlighting. With alpha lock on so you don't make a mess. Just like so. Okay, now I lower down the spray radius and I darken it more just so I can get a little finer dark edge. And now I'm going to pick a lighter color and I'm going to highlight the portions of his body where the sun will hit. I shouldn't say hit. This guy's too tough to be hit. Where the sun gently grazes him and he doesn't even feel it because he's so tough. Okay, now I have this little splatter tool that I'm gonna use to give his skin some texture. I was thinking he'd have like a really like tough, like leathery skin, plus the armor on his back. So I feel like that would have like a bumpy, like rough texture to it. The first one I drew that I got rid of, he had fur, and he would not have handled a lion very well. This guy, quite literally, has lions for breakfast. Anyway, in the highlighted areas, I use a little bit of a lighter splatter. And I put these cool stripy doos on his back too. Kind of go with the tail a little bit. But also good for camouflage. Okay, now I made the background black just so I could see the white teeth better as I'm drawing. And I know what you're thinking, Chongo, those teeth are going over top of his skin. I know, but see, I fix it just like that. I just moved a layer behind it, and it's all good. But anywho, I make them all white, then I highlight and shade, yada yada, you know the drill. I even decided I wanted to throw a little bit of yellow on his teeth. I mean, he's a wild animal, he's not out there brushing his teeth, right?
Am I right?
I am.
Right?
Right. Okay, so now I'm putting the eyes on. I put a little tiny eyelid on top and a little tiny eyelid on the bottom. Then shade, put shinies on. The little pupil.
Like I saw.
Then I'm putting the littlest bit of pink just a little bit around the edges of the eye, like so. Now we're gonna put in his little taste worm, otherwise known as a tongue. I mean, who thought of the word tongue? Come on, people, we can do better than that. Taste worm, I'm telling you, it's so much better. Now we need some ear holes so he can, so he can hear. We gave him these big old ears so he can hear that lion from like a mile away. A little extra shading on the bottom here. And now we add his little feet daggers. Or claws. See, I'm telling you, man, there's so many other cool words that you could use for body parts. Why claws? Why not feet daggers? Or toe swords? Come on. Okay, so now we're gonna add his left feet and legs. Okay, so I downloaded a picture of the Savanna so we could give him a backdrop. And I think he looks pretty cool. Gonna put a little shadow underneath him here. See, he's like hunting down a lion right now. He's like, man, I'm so hungry and I ain't lying. Get it? Huh? Anyway, we're just about done and I love this guy. Well, guys, I hope you had fun. I did, as usual. If you have any suggestions for other videos I can do, put it in the comments. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed, hey, subscribe. No. Just kidding. Please subscribe, though. Anyway, I'll catch you on the flippity flip. Bye. I'm okay. I'm a potato.